In today's video, we're getting deep inside the missing middle of Vancouver's real estate market. That's right, this is a townhouse listing, one of my newest listings here in Burnaby. It's a massive 2,300 square foot townhouse, 3 bedrooms, 3 baths. It's exactly what so many families are looking for at a very affordable price point. So I'm going to take you not only on a tour of this unit, but we're also, as always, I'm going to relate it to exactly what's happening in Vancouver's real estate market. What lessons can we learn about Vancouver's real estate market when we're looking at this particular townhouse? I am always looking for ways to help you better understand Vancouver's real estate market. And if you are thinking of moving to Vancouver, or you already live here and just thinking of moving or want to learn more, this is a video you're not going to want to miss. Let's get into all of it right now. So here we go. We're going to explore this townhouse. We're here on the main floor. On this floor, it's the ground floor. It's just the entrance. The front door is right there, and in behind me is a little bit of closet, and then we have a set of stairs that leads us up into the living room. And I kind of love this situation where there's really good separation between the entrance and your living space. You don't have to worry about what's going on, what the kids are doing, how messy your kitchen is, or whatever when somebody's at the front door. So that's something I think a lot of people forget about, but something that I, with a little bit of a crazy household, really do appreciate, that my front entrance is very separate from our living space. And then you can see as I'm walking into this living space, I'm just walking and walking and walking. Maybe I'm almost a little bit out of breath. I'm walking so far, but this place is huge. This living room slash dining room is absolutely massive. And check out these huge windows right here, as well as the skylights. There's one skylight right here. That is, all of this is bringing in a lot of extra light. Now, at the moment, obviously this is carpeted. These days, most people aren't going to want to have carpet, especially in their living space, and especially if you have children. But this amount of space is very unusual. And so just as a reminder, this is a 3-bedroom, 3-bath townhouse in Cascade Village in the Burnaby Hospital area of Burnaby, just on the edge of Burnaby, almost in Vancouver, just off of Canada Way. And there's 2,300 square feet. 2,320 square feet is massive in Vancouver. That is almost as large as my entire house. And me and my family live in half of that house, and there's 6 of us. I can only imagine how luxurious this would be to have this kind of space. And I picture this as being a really nice family area in front of that wood burning fireplace. In the corner there, you could have a little home office, a place for the kids perhaps to do some of their homework while Dad is cooking dinner over there in the kitchen. And this kitchen has been updated. There is, of course, a dining area. This could be perhaps a little less formal dining area. And if you wanted to do an update, a nice little update here would probably be to lower this down and have some counter height seating here as well. And then perhaps another dining area right here. But over in the kitchen, this has been updated. So this building was built in 1984. Obviously, this is not a 1984 kitchen. And so it was updated within the last 10 years or so. Still incredibly serviceable, relatively new appliances. You got your fridge, your stove, hood fan, microwave, sink, and dishwasher. All of this could probably use a little bit of an update once again. Again, this is entirely serviceable. And on this main floor, we have the in-suite laundry. And one of the things I kind of like about this laundry here is it is not a stacker. You have a side-by-side, you have an area to store things. You're able to get in behind if something goes wrong. I have a stacker that I put into my upstairs. Originally, the laundry was only downstairs. And one of the annoying things about these stacking closets is we're just squeezing them into homes in Vancouver. And so it's very difficult to store anything in that space. It's also really difficult to get service in. And I actually had a repair guy come in and he refused to service it because he's like, I'm just one guy, I can't get in there. And I thought, well, you could have asked me that question on the phone. I had no idea. I found another company that did not have such an issue. But anyways, you might have similar issues. So there's a bit of a hallway here before we get into 2 bedrooms. And so there is a bathroom here and a second bedroom. Both of these bedrooms are fairly sizable. You can see as a second bedroom, this is huge. And you have this really nice outdoor space, this balcony right off the 2 bedrooms. Oh, I can open it. So both bedrooms have access to this outdoor space. And then we have it overlooking the really nice, lovely courtyard out here at Cascade Village. It's really known for its outdoor space. And right over there are all the amenities. So in that building next door, that's where you're gonna find the pool, the hot tub, the sauna, the hobby room. There's a guest suite. Oh, and exercise room. There's a gym over there. This kind of space is really great that you can use it all year round because it is covered. Well, and there's the closet, not a huge closet, but there are two of them. So you see the second closet right here. Good size for a second bedroom. And this is the master suite. And the master suite, again, is really sizable. And in so many of the newer condos, so this building is built in 1984. It is 40 years ago. Geez, I am old. I hate it when I realize that on camera. But this is a massive bedroom. We don't do this kind of bedroom anymore. Bedrooms these days are more in line of, let's say 10 by 10, 11 by 12 maybe. So in most townhouse complexes today, that's kind of the size that you're gonna see the master bedroom. Maybe it is 12 by 12, but not this massive. This is a space where you have room for a king size bed, you have room for a dresser, you have room for a nightstand, probably a little couch in the corner or maybe a desk as well. This is a lot of room, a lot more room than Vancouverites really are used to anymore. And then we have this walk-through closet area, massive closet, and you gotta love this. There are safes that come with this condo, with this townhouse. I didn't know that until my cleaner was in here and she's like, wow, there's a lot of safes in this place. Unfortunately, they're all empty. Possibly, you might be able to include the safes when you make an offer on this place if you would like them. Oh, wow, I didn't see this one yet. Yeah, that's massive. That is a huge safe. Never know what you might want to store in your home safe. And then we have this nice ensuite bathroom, double sink, and a walk-in shower here. Really convenient, really nice to have always that ensuite bathroom. So this is all the main level. There's one more thing I wanted to show you in here, and it's in this closet. It's a little bit of a surprise right here. That's a beautiful, relatively new hot water tank. They even have these wrapped up, which you don't see too often. That's what your home inspector is going to want to see. Make sure that those are insulated and wrapped up nicely. This is relatively new. That's what you're going to want to check on. But the thing I wanted to point out is in Vancouver, when you're looking at strata, whether it's a townhouse or a condominium, having your own hot water tank is not super common. And there are some drawbacks and some pros of having your own hot water tank. The big con is that, well, this is your whole responsibility. If this leaks, if you let it go, well, you're gonna cause a flood and it's gonna cause a major flood in your particular unit. But the pro is, this is your responsibility. It's not somebody else's. So you can do it when you want. And these last 10, 12, maybe even a few more years, maybe a couple years less. But in Vancouver, we have super soft water, so these tend not to be a big issue. The other thing is, unlike Ontario, we don't rent these. I don't know why anybody would rent them. Honestly, they're not a problem. They're not a complicated appliance. So if you have one, the pro is you get to control when you replace it. You get to control the quality. And these days you might even be able to put a hot water on demand system if your strata allows it, which is also a really nice convenient feature. Never have to run out of hot water. But the big pro, the thing that I wanted to point out is in condominiums without these, where there's a central boiler, they're running hot water through the system all the time, 24/7. Constant hot water is being pressure pushed through all the piping in a giant high rise. And what ends up happening in the 15 to 25 year mark, somewhere in there, usually around 20 years, is that the plumbing starts to wear out and you start to get pinhole leaks. And what you have to do is replace that plumbing throughout the entire building. And that needs to be done roughly every 20 years. That can be incredibly costly, incredibly messy. It's one of the big projects that I'm always looking out for when people are purchasing condos. And you know, the cost per unit is going to vary greatly, but it could be anywhere from maybe $3,000 to $10,000 in that kind of price range, and that's going to have to be done every 20 years. This costs about $1,200, $1,500 and needs to be done every 10 to 12 years, but it's entirely in your control. So that's something to look out for. I kind of like situations where you have your own hot water tank. You don't have to worry about what the building is doing in terms of the plumbing, and you can take on that responsibility yourself. So just a little bit of a difference here, and something I wanted to point out to make sure you understood about Vancouver real estate. And we're gonna take a peek upstairs where I got a bit of a surprise for you. That's where we're gonna find the third bedroom. At the moment, it's essentially a loft space, but it's really, oh, and check out another skylight. Love the skylights, love bringing in light wherever you can. I always regret when buildings don't have those, especially, so in this situation, you're this townhouse unit. In this building, not all these townhouse units are private. Any unit, you know, they're side by side, but there is another unit below us. Other townhouse units have units above them. And the most irritating thing you can possibly have when you're living with other people is having people above you. You don't need to worry about that in this situation. This is the top, nobody is above you. This, you can see the slope of the roof above us here, but up top here, this was used as a bedroom. It's got a little powder room, half bathroom, toilet and sink. It had this built-in closet area. This would be the bedroom area, massive again, probably larger than the master bedroom downstairs. But what some people do is they will put a wall in, a partition right here, so that the bathroom and the closet space is all part of that, the suite for the bedroom, the third bedroom up top. And then this space is really a great either playroom or home office. And the light in here is phenomenal. You have access, what I'm gonna show you in a second, to this outdoor space. And if you've been watching my videos, you know how much I love outdoor space. This space, I'm gonna say, is probably around 300 square feet or so, maybe 400. You can see the skylights that we have that are bringing light down below. But this is on the roof. It is a phenomenal outdoor space. I can picture a barbecue out here. You can picture sort of a kid's play area, maybe a tent, a little umbrella so you can suntan. But this is a really nice space. And right now we're in the middle of summer, so it's, what is it, the end of July, and it's a little bit cooler right now. It's in the low 20s, maybe 24 degrees or something. But through the summer, this space is gonna be really, really well utilized. You're gonna love just you and your family being able to have some privacy in your outdoor space here. And that really does bring our tour to a conclusion. The 3 levels, again, massive space, 2,300 square feet, 3 bedrooms, 3 baths, and all of this is under $1.5 million. In fact, it's $1.4 million. And this is a real bargain in a market so close to Vancouver, just on the edge of Vancouver, for so much space in a really good building, so many great amenities, so centrally located. This is what we call the missing middle. And this is something that so many families are really searching for and looking to find. I am not going to be surprised if we don't sell this very, very quickly. This is the type of thing that so many young families are looking for in today's market. And if only we had more of this, I could sell homes like this all day, every single day. So really specifically, what are some of the things about this property that make it sellable? What makes it the missing middle? What makes it the thing that people are searching for, having a hard time finding? Well, the reality is that we are very well supplied in general with the low end of the market, the small starter homes, and especially in the more densely populated areas. We got plenty of studios, plenty of 1 bedrooms, even 2 bedrooms. But once we get into the larger sizes, things that people transition to once they have families, that is a lot harder to find. And finding it not just in the size you want, but at the price point you want is difficult. Because, I mean, they do exist, but they're typically houses. And those houses come with a lot of land that is incredibly expensive. And so what we've realized in the last 10 years or so is that we're really undersupplied with this middle portion of the market. And the thing that so many people need once they start getting married, having children, they don't necessarily want to move out to the suburbs, but they're kind of being forced to if they don't want to live with 5 people in a 2-bedroom condo in downtown Vancouver. So more and more, we're finding the solution has been to build what we are now calling this missing middle. But the existing stock of missing middle type of product, it doesn't really exist. There's so little of it. This is a really prime example of exactly what we need more of. This is house-sized, offers at least 3 bedrooms. It offers some alternative spaces where you can families can customize to their own use, like that space upstairs. That could be a 3rd bedroom if you need it. It can also offer a home office if you need it. And then there's plenty of place for kids to hang out and play, and also outdoor space. But what is also great about this space is its location. So specifically where we are right now, we're at Canada Way, just basically at the corner of Canada Way and Boundary. And this is an incredibly central location. You're pretty much in Burnaby, between Metrotown and Brentwood, two really, those are main centers, city centers in Burnaby, where there's increasing density that's being built. More and more construction is happening in those areas. And they're hubs of transit and transportation as well. So we're pretty much in between both of those. We're a little bit closer to Brentwood, I would say, which is in that direction. And the Gilmore SkyTrain station isn't all that far. It's walkable at a brisk pace, probably takes about 20 minutes or so. Certainly within biking distance, and a pretty short car ride to get over there. So the location here is pretty amazing. Another great thing about the location is its proximity to the Trans-Canada Highway. And if you've been watching my videos, you know I've talked about how we don't really have a significant, robust highway system that cuts through the city. The one exception is the Trans-Canada Highway. So people that are motivated to get in and out of the city quickly, they have a drive to be, no pun intended, but to be close to the Trans-Canada Highway. And there's not a lot of opportunities for that, and especially sort of affordable options close into the city core. This would be about as close as you can get, being really close to the highway. It's right around the corner. And so if you want to be able to get really quickly out to your place in the Okanagan, or up Horseshoe Bay to catch a ferry to Vancouver Island, or up to Whistler for a weekend getaway, this is a great spot because it's really quick just to get in and out of the city from here. And then not only do you have that access outside the city, but you're incredibly centrally located within Metro Vancouver, and especially close to downtown Vancouver. You're not paying downtown Vancouver prices, but you're really about a 20-minute drive to downtown Vancouver, and about a 20-minute walk to the SkyTrain, which would take you about 15-20-minute SkyTrain ride then into downtown Vancouver. So an incredibly convenient location, all things considered. Of course, then there's also the fact that this is family sized. I've talked about how unique that is, being 2,320 square feet. That is amazing. So many families are struggling to find this kind of space at a quote unquote affordable price point. And I do want to recognize, when I say $1.4 million is affordable, it is for this kind of size and in our market. So we're looking at about $600 a square foot. And more often than not, you're going to be looking at around $1,000 a square foot for anything that is decent, and probably more. And it's not unusual to be paying closer to $2,000 a square foot if it's brand new and luxurious. At $600 a square foot, this is a very affordable option for a lot of families. And then you do get those 3 bedrooms. On top of that, you also get some outdoor space. You got a really big covered balcony, but then right above me here, you also have that huge outdoor space, the rooftop patio, which so many people really covet, and that privacy, and a place just for the kids to get out into the sun, and mom and dad to relax and have a glass of wine after the kids go to bed. All things that make this incredibly popular. And then on top of that, you also have 2 parking stalls. Now, it would be better if there was a detached garage, because what a lot of people really crave, we don't really need to store the car necessarily. Most people are pretty happy just to leave their car on the street, or maybe get by with no car or just 1 car. But of course, if you're a family, more than likely you do have 2 cars, not just 1. And if you get parking with a condo and often a townhouse, it's just 1 parking stall that comes along with it. So in this case, you're getting 2 in an underground parkade. What you're not getting is that detached garage, which everybody in the Lower Mainland ends up using as storage. I don't park my car in my garage. It is full of junk, all the things that 4 kids grow out of, and I haven't quite gotten the chance to get rid of yet. It's all staged in my garage. And that's what so many of us end up using our garage for. And perhaps it's for storing bikes and sports equipment and things like that. However, this unit, what it does have is a massive storage locker That is huge. I will have to go down and measure it, but I believe it's around 8 by 8 feet. It's its own room. This isn't just a regular, what we have so often are just storage lockers that are roughly 6 feet by 3 feet or something, 6 feet high, actually less than 6 feet deep. But anyways, they're relatively small, and it's good for suitcases and a Christmas tree and a few odds and ends. But it's not much use for the real storage that comes along with having children and having lives and living in the same place for 20 years. This place, effectively, I mean, it doesn't come with that detached garage, but it does come with that storage room, which is going to alleviate a lot of that storage concern. And again, if you're looking for the ideal missing middle, that is what people want. They want the space, they want the bedrooms, and they want the storage areas, all for an affordable price point. And that, again, is what we see in this particular unit, and something that we need to see more and more. The other thing that you get here, which is pretty unusual in this entire package, is fantastic amenities. And there's a beautiful courtyard outside. A lot of the families that do live here already really love the gardens. There's 250 units spread around 5 different buildings. And so they're manicured sort of gardens, ponds in between. And one of those buildings also holds all of the amenities. And within that building, you get, there's an indoor pool, there's a hot tub, there's a sauna, there's a hobby room, there's a theater, there's a meeting room. And the last thing that I almost forgot is that there's also a guest suite. And that is something that is incredibly unusual for this type of property. You don't see them coming along with townhouses or larger condos very much. Where you do see them more often would be in the downtown buildings, say in Yaletown, maybe in Cole Harbour. Buildings that have been built maybe in the last 20 years or so will often have a guest suite. But having it in this situation is amazing, because imagine your in-laws come to visit, they don't have to disrupt your life. They can stay in the guest suite, come on over once grandpa's finished snoring, right? So it adds to the opportunity, the lifestyle, and sort of the convenience of living here. And amenities are often pretty rare when it comes to these family style housing options. But with this situation, you get amenities in spades. I really do love helping you explore Vancouver real estate. I'm always thinking of new ways to try and convey the information that's all in my head to you guys, so you can really get a true understanding of what it's like here on the ground in Vancouver. Not only living in Vancouver, moving to Vancouver, but also maybe buying real estate in Vancouver. And I've done this now, this is the 3rd video in the series. We have only explored houses in the past, actually, now that I think of it. So the first one was a large house on the west side of Vancouver. And then we did, not that long ago, a Vancouver special in East Vancouver. And now this is that missing middle portion of the market. So a townhouse in Burnaby at an affordable price point. So who knows where I'm gonna go next, but I do hope that you're gonna come along for the journey with me. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button and smash the subscribe button to see more videos just like this one, all about living in and moving to Vancouver. Do comment down below. Let me know if there's anything else you'd like to know about the missing middle. I'll be sure to address your questions, maybe even do a video on it in the future. And if you are thinking of moving to Vancouver and purchasing a home, don't forget I am a real estate agent that has helped hundreds of families settle in Vancouver over my 18-year career. I can help you as well. Reach out anytime. We can get that ball rolling. I'd love to have that conversation whenever you're ready. In the meantime, please do stick around and check out all of the videos on my channel. I have well over 70 at the moment, but a couple I want to make sure that you don't miss. This one over here is all about purchasing townhouses in Metro Vancouver. Be sure to check that one out if you are thinking of buying a townhouse. And then check out this video that I did not that long ago. That's the Vancouver special video. You're gonna love both of those. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on next week's video.